What's up, gentlemen? Here is the roar for Frankie in the knockouts, Don, versus DNCE. Um, it's kind of funny that all of us, even though we just watch the videos, it's amazing how often, and me included, struggle sometimes with the name of the band or the title of the song, even though we just watched it. Uh, so I just finished Jim's review, settling in to watch the Yanks and A's. Like this is fucking, this is the highlight of my week for me. Usually, the Friday night video fight. Here we go. Jay, we start with you since you were first. Yes, that whole thing that you and Demore did. I don't know how long ago was that? 7, 8 years ago. Like it probably lasted a few months that the three of us uh, via email sent random videos. The one that you talked about last year was the fucking I don't know what the hell it was, the high Apache Indian shit that you sent, which you which you also actually submitted. So that was part of it. So yes, Frankie and the Knockouts is something that I sent to you and Demore just because that song. I'm surprised. Not and Jason, you said back then in that email exchange that you never heard that song before, which I guess I get because that song is 1981. You would have been 5 years old, probably four actually, because you wouldn't have turned five yet. So I get that. I get Jim not ever hearing that song because that just wasn't his thing. Don, I'm surprised that you never heard that song or don't remember it. I'm sure you heard it, just don't remember it. That song was very, very popular. It spiked to number five, I think. Number five, I think it peaked at in the top 40 back in 1981. So that song was very, very popular. And I just pulled it out again because I think the video, like Jay said, sometimes videos are so bad they're good. That's exactly what I think about that video. Those guys are so damn serious. And the one guy at the beginning of that video, when Frankie's sitting on that table or the boxer set, and the chorus starts, uh, a mentally challenged Eddie Money when he starts singing it. Like I it always gets me. Maybe we can check that out again. Like he's so into singing the chorus. All right, let's get back here with Jason. Jay, yeah, you mentioned who got it wrong. It's Frankie or Frankie. Frankie, Franke or Kie. Whoever submitted that video to YouTube got it wrong. If you notice, like you say, on the signs, it's Frankie with no I. But if you also look when that song was playing on MTV, or the little heading is, they also have a Franke with no I. So I don't know why they went with that spelling, but that's the correct spelling. I got notes here. Here we go. So I guess that's all I got for you in that one. Oh, damn, my battery's low. You talked about throwing the guitar into the ocean on the DNCE song. That always stood out to me. That is such a great toss. It's not so much the length; it's just the air underneath it. There's so much air. Like, oh yeah, that stood out to me too. You talked about the cake and eat it too phrase. You know what? Yeah, that phrase is so stupid. Like, they could have come up with something else. Like, you can't have a whore and eat her too. Maybe like maybe you can maybe you can bang a whore, but she won't let you eat her, or vice versa. Maybe she'll let you eat like this cake. But then you brought up the Unabomber, which again, here we go, Friday night video fights. Whoever thought that the Unabomber would have been brought up? But I never knew that about what he said. But shows you that he was probably smarter than a lot of people. Um, let's see. You talked about the theme being 2000s versus 1980s. Nobody got the theme. That was probably the closest about the themes. It was definitely the closest. That's not. I'm going to reveal the theme here when I'm done with everyone's review. You talked about seeing Dad in concert. Like, did I understand that right? What does that mean? Who the hell is Dad? Are you going to see the Talking Heads? Are you going to go see Peter Frampton? I remember Jim Kelly telling me years ago, or I heard him say that they went to go see Peter Frampton, and he looked like Dad. So I don't know who. Like you left that kind of open ended there. I don't know who. Are you seeing someone else in concert? Whatever. On to Don. Uh, Don, great Asia song you had playing there. Heat of the Moment, which you never know. That song might be picked up someday, probably by me or you if we ever use it. But first thing I caught was that Heat of the Moment song by Asia. Very good song. The whole Jeep Wave thing, oh my God. The Jeep Wave thing. I never knew until Diane got a Jeep, and a few times I had to ride with her for whatever reason, and she does this wave and shit. Ugh. It's awful. You said it's a little gay? It's a lot gay. What the fuck? Some fucking Trace hit a home run for the Yankees to play in Oakland. Pissed. So that's what I gotta say about that. Yeah, that whole. But you say you try not to wave for a while, but I guess after a while people just keep waving at you. You're inclined to just give in, I guess. But yeah, what is that? What like did they when you bought the Jeep? Did they explain why that is? Maybe you won't get back on that. Whatever. You have a book. You literally have a book of things to do for the day. Holy shit! I mean, you must have got Dad's like clean load. You got Dad's clean load when you were conceived. I got Dad's drunken fucking load. I've always thought that. I got Dad's drunk ass load. You guys all got his fucking clean, or maybe you guys got the drunk loads and I got the sober loads. Whatever. I got the shitty load. But the whole thing about the book of things to do. Holy fuck, we're so different. You said like not Johnny or not Ronnie or again, yeah, it is Frankie. They kept getting the name wrong. I found that kind of funny. Did you say do you drink coffee while you're on the shitter? You said you watch these as you were on the shitter drinking your coffee. If you do that, oh, that's fucking terrible. You gotta let me know. You gotta confirm that. Did you just misspeak? Did I misunderstand you? Do you actually take a shit and drink your coffee? That's different. You mentioned the word hokey a couple times. Mike? I kept thinking of didn't they call Mike hokey? I don't know, that stood out to me too, so I had to mention that. You just love saying Democratic National Convention. Like you probably wished this was DNC, so you can call them Democratic National Convention. You love politics. Great. Trump's great. I love Trump. So pissed. You said you're still not in the mood for the DNCE song still. And you know what? It sounds kind of crazy because that song is, I think it was 2015. But I get it because there's songs like Today, if I hear it from the 80s, Don't Worry, Be Happy, for example. There's a shitload, but that's one. If I hear that song, I'm still so sick of that song. That's 30 years old, so I get that. But I think putting a video to this made it different for me. Like I think this video is so good, so well done. The passion these guys sang with it. I gotta get back to that. All right, what the hell? This guy is one of the Jonas Brothers. I didn't know. No one mentioned that. I don't even know if you guys know who the Jonas Brothers are. But this guy is Joe Jonas. Since we're on the band, we'll knock a couple of Jim's things off here. Yes, that female is actually in the band. I mean, I didn't have any questions about it, but when Jim asked what DNCE stood for, I did some research. It's not an acronym, which I thought would have been. Listen to this. This is an awful name. They're DNCE. It's dance without the A. And the reason is because when you dance, you don't have to be perfect, so our name's not perfect. So anything you like in life you do, doesn't have to be perfect as long as you think it's good. Is that good? I'm glad you asked that question, Jim, because I wouldn't have known. I think that's kind of odd. That's kind of lazy. Is it lazy? Is that, we're gonna go. It's dance without the A, so it's DNCE. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so that's there. There's that. Let's see. Let's see. Don, you watch Frankie video twice, which is good, and it brings you back to Jim again. Uh, I'm impressed that you guys watch the. I rarely watch a video twice. I mean, I get all the information I need the first time and I go with it. But the fact that you watched it twice is so much better than Jim when he was watching videos for the first 15 seconds. And Jim, I was wondering if you were going to get through both these videos actually. I know it's not your genre. I know like the Frankie and the Knockout songs, like with a band, like you probably would have like thought that they were an embarrassment to music because of their look and because of some of the ways they played their instruments. But I'm very impressed also, Jim, that you watched it twice. Let's see. Let's see. What else Don have here? Sorry, I'm reading off this, but you guys all had really good reviews, and I didn't want to like miss anything because I always do that. I miss something, and I kick myself for not mentioning it. Don, you said the theme might be two of the worst songs. Pick two shit songs, which is just great because that shows you that you really thought of these songs. I'm just gonna pick two shit songs. And then you came up with one which is way too smart for me to think of, like the literal songs that go with the video. That is actually very deep and very well thought out on your part. But like I say, I never would have thought of that. Plus, it would have been way too hard to probably pick 8 videos, let alone two. So that is not the theme. Don, when your phone rings when you're making a video, I don't know why that cut off because mine's done it quite a few times because you guys can hear the ringtone. So I don't know why that cut off. I probably shouldn't even have mentioned that, but big deal. You guys might have a secret library. I laughed at that. I just take songs that if I hear on the radio that I haven't heard in a long time, go to YouTube, see what the video is, and I actually remember this video from when we were young. Again, I love the song in 1981, which would have made me 10 years old, but I love the song. You talked about the long softball weekend, and mom and dad would be like, what the fuck? I'm telling you what, mom is going to absolutely enjoy that so much. She misses watching my boys play and was very disappointed, as we still are, that Josh just gave up all his eligibilities because he just lost interest. But she misses it so much, and dad will enjoy it. If it's long, 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 I mean, maybe he will lose interest, but mom is like all in on this. Am I still taping here?